Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Episode 52 of the Top Rope Renegades. We've been doing this for a year, RK. A year long of wrestling content. We've missed some weekends here and there, to be fair. Like this past weekend was Mother's Day. So I hope, you celebrated, had a good time. Shout out to all the moms out there. Happy Mother's Day and
What?
all that good
What?
stuff. And
What are you doing?
starting the show.
You know damn well that my mom passed away.
Oh my god, dude! I wasn't gonna do the brother.
Great to be back, huh?
Quiet on set. Places, everybody. And action.
Boom, we are back. Episode number 52. I'm Kurt. That is RK. We are the Top Rope Renegades. Apologies in advance if I'm too quiet on this episode. There's a child sleeping, but we're
What?
gonna move through it. Good one. Got a lot to get into. We took the last week off, as I said in the intro. Got a lot of news to get to. We're going to break down Backlash and all of the past week's wrestling. And I'm sure there's a lot of news to get into that has circulated on the web this past week. Besides that, RK, how are you doing? How are we feeling?
I am absolutely to the moon right now because suck it, Toronto.
I was going to bring up sports. Toronto Maple Leafs embarrassed in Game 7.
Like, absolutely. Don't even bother showing up for Game 7, guys. Don't even bother. Matthews was already on the fucking golf course. Marner was yelling like a little bitch at his teammates. Ridiculous performance by Toronto Maple Leafs. You guys deserve everything that happens this offseason because, wow, that team is, wow, horrible.
There is no longer a Canadian team left, correct?
No, Edmonton's still kicking.
Edmonton is still kicking. I did want to see Winnipeg going. Mark Scheifele's dad passing away and then him playing hours?
And then taking a fucking penalty with 15 seconds left in the third period. Yeah. Wow, dude.
Scored a goal. He scored a goal, though.
Yeah, he did. He didn't score one that mattered, though.
No, he didn't. And then in NBA news, if you care about the NBA, the WWE predicted the Eastern Conference Finals in the offseason. The New York Knicks will be taking on my Indiana Pacers, Jalen Brunson, Tyrese Halliburton, who I think are rumored to be in the WWE 2K25 video game as well. So go Pacers. Pacers in 6. Anyway, that is enough of the other sports talk. Let's talk about sports entertainment, RK. I did not prep for Guess the Wrestler. I almost forgot in space. Did you?
Or I got a wrestler. Next week?
I got a wrestler. I can do it off the top of my head. I'm confident in myself, but I will Google one just to be safe.
Just to be safe?
Just to be safe, so you have any questions regarding a certain wrestler. Let's see. Okay, I got mine.
Do you? You sure?
Uh-huh.
Positive?
Yeah, why is the wiki being weird? Do you have yours?
I do.
All right. I'll start asking questions right off the hop then. Is this a male?
No.
All right. Female wrestler currently in the WWE?
Yes.
All righty. Um, easy question. Current champion in
No.
the WWE? No. Okay. Not a champion. Has this person been active? Was this person active in the 2000s? In the WWE?
2000s in the
In the
WWE.
Yep.
No.
All right. Active in the 2010s in the WWE?
Yes.
All right. Been hanging around. You can tell me if this is a fair question or not. Is this woman a part of the Four Horsewomen?
No.
No. Okay.
And not really a fair question, but
Right, because then I could just lay
Still
them
no.
off your fair. Alrighty. Has this woman been a world champion? I'm not talking about the world heavyweight champion. I'm talking about a world champion.
yes.
Yes. Give me Asuka.
You're correct.
Oh, look at me go! Yay, nice, Asuka. Hopefully she's back soon. I've been waiting on the return of Asuka. Hopefully she graces us with her presence. All right, man, go ahead.
Is this wrestler non-male?
This is a female.
Okay. Is this wrestler been a AEW superstar?
Nope.
Is this wrestler active in WWE right now?
Yep.
Is this wrestler Liv Morgan?
No. Is she technically active? She's on the movie set.
She is active.
She's active.
She's a champion. God damn it.
She is a champion. You're correct.
Has this wrestler been an NXT champion?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Oh yeah. Is it Rhea Ripley?
Yeah. No.
Is this wrestler been WWE Women's Champion?
Yeah.
Bianca Belair?
Nope. Oh, you're gonna get it now.
Alexa Bliss?
No. Shout out to Alexa Bliss though.
Champion in NXT, champion in WWE.
You didn't ask. You asked if they were NXT champion, which yeah, she was. She was.
I did ask NXT champion.
Yeah.
I said
Yeah.
non-male in AEW, active.
Yep.
Liv Morgan, NXT, Rhea Ripley,
Yep.
WWE, Bianca Bliss.
Yep. Got it. Yep.
Says she been tag team champion?
Let me double check. Yes.
Tag team champion, women's champion. Not Rhea, not Bianca. I don't know why I said Alexa Bliss. She was never NXT champion.
Yeah, she wasn't.
Champion. Io Sky?
No.
Did we both pick Asuka?
No. I can't wait for that to happen one of these times though. That's supposed to pick the same person.
6, 9, 12 questions in. It's not Asuka, not Io. WWE champ. It's not Bianca. It's not Rhea. Who the hell is NXT champions? No, Shayna hasn't been WWE champion.
Surprisingly, no, she hasn't. It's crazy.
Lyra Valkyria.
No.
Oh, fuck. Okay, so she's not Intercontinental champion then.
No.
Wow, this one's actually. You said I get it, but I'm not getting it. Who's been champion in NXT?
It's not that hard.
Well, it is because
I guess because you didn't watch NXT. That's fair.
Women's champion. Women's champion. You brought up Four Horsemen earlier, so is it Bailey?
No.
Is it Charlotte?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I kind of wanted you to go to the end with my hint. I don't know if the hint would have given it away. It was going to be a two-parter. I was just going to be like, hey, she won the tag titles once with your person, Asuka. So I don't know if you would have got that one.
That would not have helped at all.
And then I was going to say she is the 4th Grand Slam champion, 5th Triple Crown champion.
Okay.
Maybe that would have helped.
Maybe
or
not.
I just would have went woo.
That would have definitely helped. Is it Ric Flair?
Yeah, there you go. Alrighty, man. Guess the wrestler out the way. Moving forward to your segment. I'm interested to see what the news has for us this week. A lot of stuff going around on the internet, and I can see one of our headlines here is a big one. That is, by the way, episode 52. Been doing it a year. Before we do the news, what's been your favorite thing we've done over this year run?
Favorite thing we've done?
Maybe watched or been a part of or just done on the channel probably.
I still think we should get through the classic episodes.
Yeah, we got to get back on that. Schedule got busy.
I do think we should definitely play 2K25 together at some point.
Yeah, I gotta get.
But other than that, probably honestly, the cold opens have been fun.
Cold opens have been fun. I agree. Yeah. I've just been happy with all of the wrestling I have put back into my brain over the past year.
A lot of wrestling.
Too much, to be fair. Too much. But it's been fun. Once we cut off AEW, it got better for me.
AEW was rough.
It got better for me. They just beat NXT, by the way.
Don't know. Oh yeah, no, I know it's right there.
Yeah, I don't know if you. Well, I know it's there, but I don't know if you checked the internet. They did it. Yeah. They won the Stanley Cup. They won the World Series. They won the
greatest thing ever. They beat a developmental network. Alexis Kane said it best. He's going to go back and develop.
Yeah,
because somebody was taking shots at him.
So stupid. Let's get into the headlines. Is WWE doing it on purpose? AEW All In is scheduled for July 12th in Arlington, Texas. WWE Evolve 2 was originally scheduled for July 5th, but has been moved to July 13th, the day after All In Texas. Also, the news released is that WWE will be holding Saturday night's main event on July 12th, same day as All In Texas. I do think this is clear evidence that if you fuck around, you will find out. So to answer the question, RK, is WWE doing it on purpose?
Somebody reported that they were originally going to hold Evolution on July 5th at a stadium in Arizona, but there was scheduling conflicts with the arena, so they had to move it.
Okay. So, are they doing it on purpose?
Yes, 100% they are.
Okay. Fair enough.
100% they are. They talked all their shit for years, and now Vince McMahon didn't care, and we've talked about that before. He did not care what was going on outside of WWE. Triple H is more in tune with social media and all that shit, and it's been all year. They've been purposely going head to head with AEW shows, and now they moved a pay-per-view, a PLE to the same weekend, and also they're running their special Saturday Night's Main Event on the same weekend.
It's not a PLE technically. Saturday Night's Main Event. It's a
But the fact that it just magically appears on that weekend, it's interesting. Whereas AEW, they move their shows away from WWE. WWE goes, nah, we're just going to go right up against you.
Yeah, we don't care, and watch how this goes. Here's another question in the headlines: is Will Ospreay drinking the Kool-Aid? Will Ospreay believes that nobody in WWE can match anyone on the AEW roster. Honestly, on my worst day, I'm better than a lot of those guys in the ring. In the ring, generally, I don't think there is anyone from that side that matches any of our guys. That was Will Ospreay's quote. So, RK, is he drinking the Kool-Aid?
Well, the fact that he thinks that AJ Styles, Finn Balor, CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Seth is not better than any of their guys. Yeah, okay.
Cody Rhodes,
Jey Uso, John Cena.
Just from a perspective of carrying a
Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair,
Liv Morgan,
Io Sky. Io Sky might be the best women's wrestler on the planet.
I say she is. Dominic Mysterio. I'm taking him.
Nobody can match anybody in AEW.
Right. Well, that's only if it fits the narrative. Okay. So week in, week out, NXT has been, you put pummeling, I'm going to say destroying, dismantling, embarrassing. The development of NXT is embarrassing AEW. Until this week. Uncle Dave has always reminded everyone, though, week after week after week, until this past week, that the Max numbers are missing from the ratings. Until magically this week. He didn't let anybody know about Max. He just said AEW won. So don't ever sit there and try to tell me that it's not. He's not the leader of the AEW fanboy Mark tribe. Yeah, I sent that to you. I was like, look, the dude week after week is like, well, we don't know about Max. We don't know about Max. And then this past week they beat NXT, and it's like, here's the ratings. They won.
Only if it fits the narrative.
It's ridiculous. Dave Meltzer is a clown. I told you there was I think it was on AW Collision. Harley Cameron and Anna Jay. Harley Cameron buried her face in Anna Jay's butt after Anna Jay won. And then
I don't think she buried. It was more like a peck on the ass. But anyways,
she was deep in them cheeks. And somebody put Dave Meltzer's name over Harley and Tony Khan over. Yeah, I don't know. I've slowly been doing good on social media of cutting away the AEW marks and even WWE weirdos. So it's kind of been good condensed now, but I still get things here and there. That being said, I'm sure we got some news from this past week, so take it away.
CM Punk is scheduled for Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia, and folks are wondering if he was forced to go. Dave Meltzer mentioned on Wrestling Observer that guys have the option to go, but they are pressured to go like pretty hard. I think if CM Punk straight up told Triple H that he's not going, he wouldn't go.
Know. He didn't go to Saudi last year, right?
Nope. And currently he's scheduled for Night of Champions, but maybe that changes.
That doesn't mean anything.
It's also speculated that Becky Lynch lost the Intercontinental title match to Lyra Valkyria at Backlash to help elevate her. That's per Dave Meltzer. That tends to be what happens when veteran talent help elevate younger talent.
Just real quick to Dave Meltzer, that's called putting over the younger talent. I don't know if you know about that. Just saying.
Hey, don't ask the Young Bucks to do it. Sean Ross Sapp was asked about Adam Copeland's return to AEW on a recent Fightful Select Q&A. He said that he hadn't heard a specific date, but he is planned for AEW All In for a significant match, so in plenty of time to help build for that. Apparently, just another guy not doing anything in AEW.
What's going on in AEW right now? Is Mox still the champ?
Mox is still the champ. Still carries it in a briefcase.
Interesting. Who's up next for Moxley? I have not paid any attention.
Me neither. Mina Shirakawa is Oh no, Anarchy in the Arena is coming up because Samoa Joe fought Mox in a steel cage match. Young Bucks came and joined Mox's side. All that shit, and then Anarchy in the Arena. But they put out like 20 names, but they don't know who's actually in the match. They're just having an Anarchy in the Arena.
Gotcha. I see. Yeah. World titles too. Yeah.
Mina Shirakawa is expected to start in AEW imminently, and she is also set for a major push. As she should get, she's hot. She is actually, you know what I mean. She's a hot commodity right now. You should give her a push. It is said that Kevin Knight is well liked backstage at AEW, and the company is extremely pleased to have locked him into a contract. Kevin Knight's awesome.
He's good.
In a piece on New England's importance in wrestling history from Boston ABC affiliate WCVB, John Cena's father said that his son's final match will take place in Boston's TD Garden this December.
Mm-hmm.
No WWE events have been scheduled for December at the venue, leading to speculation whether Cena's last match will be televised or part of a PLE.
We talked about if they just make a special PLE in a sense for Cena.
Yeah, Ruthless Aggression.
Yeah, something like that, or they make a Saturday Night's Main Event or something like that. Who knows? But no matter what, that last event is going to be sold out. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. And the questions be going around: does Cena hold the title all the way till then, or does he lose it before then? Who his final match is? A lot of questions.
I think Cody would be his final match.
Right. If he holds the title that long and Cody beats him for it.
I think that happens.
Yeah. So is he gonna hold it the whole year?
Yeah, I
And
think so.
He's gonna be a heel the whole time.
Don't worry, all his matches will be against top tier opponents. Don't you worry.
Okay, Archer's coming up.
James Stewart of 98.5 The Sports Hub is claiming WWE is planning it for December 13th, and it is actually asking for 1.5 million commitment from host cities, which include Boston. He also says it would be a full week takeover featuring an Undertaker show, SmackDown, and Saturday Night's Main Event.
Yep, December 13th is a Saturday. Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Sean Ross Sapp's sources have mysteriously gone silent as he has not heard anything about Evolution 2. He mentioned on a Fightful Select Q&A that he's been unable to get anyone at the company to talk about the all-women's show, despite it being something he's following up on a lot.
Did WWE officially announce Evolution 2, though?
No, they haven't.
So it's just been rumored. Okay.
A Fanatics job listing for WWE Retail Event Associate Evolution, Atlanta, also made the rounds on social media as evidence Evolution 2 is coming to Georgia's capital, but the listing doesn't mention dates. Sean Ross Sapp was asked about Jack Perry's status, and he has nothing to say on it other than there's no indication that the AEW wrestler is injured.
Has he not been on TV? He hasn't.
No, he hasn't.
They chose him over.
They don't bench people in AEW. For what it's worth, Jonathan Coachman claimed on the Coach and Bro show, I can't believe that's what it's called, that he has it on good.
It's with Vince Russo.
Yeah, I can't
that's
believe
crazy.
that's crazy. That he has it on good authority that John Cena and The Rock will cross paths before the end of the summer. Yeah, no shit.
Oh yeah, you gotta do something. Is The Rock gonna have one final match with John Cena?
I think so.
That's the SummerSlam, dude. It's the SummerSlam main event. That's where they met for twice in a lifetime or whatever. But yeah,
hey, third time in a lifetime, man.
Yep.
It is noted that it's possible the WWE draft could happen during the Memorial Day weekend takeover of Tampa, Florida. It's not set in stone, but Brian Alvarez said it's very likely.
Memorial Day weekend for me, man, is going to be busy. We got a lot of wrestling.
Saturday Night's Main Event.
The
Battleground.
The Indy 500 is here in my backyard. The Indiana Pacers are playing the Eastern Conference Finals, and yeah, I'm at a racetrack Friday, Saturday, so we're gonna have fun.
In an interview with Variety, CW President Brad Schwartz seemed to hint more NXT programming could be coming to the network. Honestly, they could have a fucking reality, Housewives of fucking Florida, and it would, the amount stories, of the fucking spinning around. Thea Hale is dating fucking
poor Jade's ex.
Yeah,
the
Miles Bourne and Stephanie Vaquer going at it.
Rumors. There are pictures of them. Thea and what's his name? Vincent Winey. Yeah, that's his name. She officially posted him all over social. But he was with Cora, and then you had Braun Breaker who was with Cora, and then now he's with Izzy Dame. Like, dude, that's a reality show waiting to happen. And then you just throw in BJ Ray because that dude's a star with a camera. I will say, since we're on the AEW thing, as we speak, it happened a couple hours ago. The final of LFG happened. The winners were Zena Sterling lost to. Let me look that up real quick. I think who won? Here we go. Just to be correct, Jasper Troy. It was Jasper Troy and Tyra.
Zia lost to Jasper.
Jasper Troy defeated Shiloh Hill, and Xena defeated Tyra May Steele. Jasper represents.
I thought you said Xena lost.
She did. Sorry, I'm all over the place. I'm reading what teams. So
you guys call it teams?
Well, Team Booker. is who
I thought you
Jasper
called
Tr-
TMZ.
Jasper Troy represents Team Booker. He won. And Tyra May Steele represented The Undertaker, and she won.
Those guys suck at picking talent.
Taker had 2 people in the final. One of them
And they
won.
both lost. Oh,
No, one of them won. Xena
Yeah,
was
the
on
wrong
Team
one.
Bubba.
Shiloh should have won.
Yeah, I agree. Well, let's be honest. BJ Ray should have been there.
Yeah, that's something else that's going to happen with that. He's probably already got a job. He's probably already got a fucking job.
He's making the rounds. He does all the live events on NXT. Like, bro, he's just a character. He kills it.
PW Insider says WWE doesn't plan to revisit the John Cena CM Punk rivalry at the event where they had their most famous match, Money in the Bank. But they do want to do Punk versus Cena at some point this year when the timing is right. Yeah, we need that match.
Yeah, we had the face off at Elimination Chamber. That's all we got.
Like that was like one of the biggest fucking gripes of CM Punk's original run in WWE was fucking John Cena.
That was his biggest rival. He was against the Machine, and John Cena was the Machine.
The belief in WWE creative circles is that Travis Scott will be available for Money in the Bank, and pitches have been made for Scott to partner with John Cena in tag and 6-man matches. Cool. That's awesome.
Yeah. He lives in LA, and that's where it's at. Okay. I feel like Cody still needs to punch him in the mouth.
There's no shortage of speculation that the angle that Gunther will be involved with heading around Saudi Arabia, Night of the Champions, will lead to Goldberg's long-discussed retirement match. Yeah,
that's been circulating for a while. Goldberg coming back and having one match. We had the stare down or whatever between them.
Back at fucking Bad Blood?
Yep, yeah. Bad Blood. That was in Atlanta. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Regarding, what was I about to say? I was thinking of something while you were talking. Oh, Cody Rhodes. I just wanted to bring that up. He took quarterback out of his bio recently on social media. So he's not the quarterback anymore. He's a wide receiver.
He's receiving something.
A lot of money.
It has been thought that Evolution 2 is being rumored that it will have a bigger lineup than most WWE events, upwards of 7, potentially 8 matches, and a battle royale to make sure everybody makes the card.
Yeah, maybe you do like a battle royale and the winner gets a title shot, I assume.
Something like that.
That'd be cool.
Oh, here it is. The reason WWE moved to Evolution 2 from its previously rumored July 5th date at the Mohegan Sun Center in Connecticut to the currently rumored July 13th in Atlanta is because there was a scheduling conflict at the Mohegan Sun.
Wonder what event was there. Burt Kreischer stand up. Maybe Tom Segura.
Tom Segura.
Go watch Bad Thoughts.
Watch it. Steven Seagal.
Yeah.
The Gym. The Hitman. The Pilot. Everything great. Fantastic.
The country singer.
Oh, Garth! How they got Garth Brooks to sign off on that is beyond me. GCW was frustrated, embarrassed, and humiliated by Joey Janela's interview about Sabu's retirement match, according to Fightful. The outlet heard that the owner, Brett Lauderdale, spoke to Janela about the interview and situation, but they aren't sure what came of that discussion.
Yeah, his final match, apparently he was really fucked up, Sabu. RP Sabu, by the way, hardcore legend, ECW legend, just legend. He did some stuff that was jaw dropping. Yeah, I read all that stuff with his last match. I don't know.
It is rumored that WWE is considering Charlotte Flair versus Jade Cargill as one of the top matches for the return of the All Women's Evolution PLE.
Just a singles match? Wonder how we get there.
I mean, they've already been hinting. They've already been hinting at it.
Will there be a title involved? Is the question.
No, probably not.
Jade's got next for Tiffy.
Yeah, but that can happen fucking at one of the 22 PLEs that are coming up in the next 2 months.
Dude, they're throwing them at us. I think Jade's going to be in Money in the Bank, though, so maybe that's it.
Oh, here it is. Dave Meltzer points out that CM Punk has been replaced by Seth Rollins in the Riyadh Season Night of Champions promotional video, which is leading to more speculation about what Punk's status really is for WWE's upcoming trip to Saudi Arabia.
Listen, over the years, we know Punk ain't going to Saudi.
Yeah, I don't think so.
He's been
very he said some shit about it.
Yeah, no.
Probably go over there and get freaking assassinated if he stepped foot in that country. The shit he said in the past.
He'll be fine. He ain't going.
Hulk Hogan's people told TM, or as you like to say, teams, that he underwent neck surgery this week. Hogan apparently had a little fusion procedure on Wednesday and was back to work on Thursday.
Let me tell you something, brother. Neck surgery isn't gonna hold me down, brother. I looked at that neck surgery and I said,
he's like, you gotta take 2 weeks off, and I said, that doesn't work for me, brother.
I'll be back to work on Tuesday, brother. Trust me.
Fightful Select indicates that many people in WWE are against The Rock's idea for Cody Rhodes to turn heel, mostly because Cody is drawing so much as the top babyface in the company. I still think they should do it.
Do it. I want him to come back as a heel. Jet black hair.
I think the problem with if you turn Cody heel, I don't think you can turn him back.
You can turn anybody back. Or
That's
you just
true. Look at fucking Dominic.
I was gonna say, or you just be a heel long enough that the fans are like, you know what? We like him now.
It's rumored that WWE is planning to run multiple live events in Mexico in the near future, all centered around a featured Super Show Mexico event.
Yeah. And I was just going to say with Dom, I was thinking about it. He was probably one of the biggest pops of WrestleMania weekend.
Yep.
Crowd loved him.
Yep.
Mexico. Yeah. See now, when is, or AAA, sorry. When is, that's Money in the Bank weekend. Worlds Collide.
Yeah.
That's when that is.
Yeah, that's Sunday. Money in the Bank Saturday. Worlds Collide Sunday.
Yep.
That's like the second week of July, which is like less than a month away.
That's, you said it, and I repeated what you said just a second ago. They're just throwing them at us. Here's a PLE. They're Oprah. You get a PLE. You get PLE.
Hey, they're on fire right now. Fucking run as much money shows as you can.
Right.
On Women's Wrestling Talk, former AEW star Saraya mentioned that she is going to begin filming very soon on an acting project with a big role that I never thought I would get.
Good for her. Also, she put out on Twitter that she had a meet and greet and a fan tried to kiss her. Don't be that guy.
What is wrong with you people? Seriously. Don't.
She's like trying to kiss me on the mouth.
Do what every other guy that's lonely in the world does and go on Pornhub.
Yeah. You can find her video there.
X-Hamster, Incest Flicks, whatever you want.
I don't know what that last one was, but Jesus. Farmers only.
You don't want the South coming out of you in that one. Oh, we're gonna get canceled. We're gonna cancel.
I went on to Farmers Only, and my most compatible was my sister.
Oh God.
Jesus Christ.
Alabama, right? Alabama. Liv Morgan has finished filming her scenes for Bad Lieutenant Tokyo this week, and she's expected back in WWE very soon, as early as this week's Raw.
Good for Liv Morgan. Got to figure out what they're doing with the women's tag titles. It's getting hairy out there. I don't know. Need some love for the women's titles. So hopefully she comes back and they have the team ready to go up against her. I don't know who that tag team will be.
The Lucha Bros. Fuck it. Get those two back together already. God damn.
Give them some titles, man.
Sources close to the production say Liv was a natural in front of the camera and crushed it.
It's almost like she does it week in and week out.
Oh God, this is wild. This is what came out from Teams.
TMZ.
Teams, as you like to call it.
I never called it that.
You sure did. Teams noted that Nikki Bella will pay her ex-husband Artem Chigvintsev $3,500 per month in child support as part of their divorce settlement. She will also pay him a lump sum of $200,000 before the end of 2025. However, Nikki is walking away with all of the trusts in her name, including Stephanie Nicole Garcia Entertainment and Bonita Bonita.
Never mind.
That's fucking wild. They wasn't like that dude's an asshole.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, the fact that it's because she makes all that money. If you're gonna pay child support, you should just do the Anthony Edwards route. Did you see that? NBA superstar Anthony Edwards. He they like, you got to pay this much child support, and he goes, so hold on, for 18 years, he added up the math, and he's like, I'll just send her $1.8 million. He paid all the child support at once.
Smart.
Like,
fuck
right.
it.
What is Bonita Bonita? Because I'm still laughing about that because it sounds like the Mexican restaurant down the road.
I honestly did not think of it that way, but now that you mention it, I feel like I could get a good burrito there.
Be careful Googling that. Casa Bonita.
I'm assuming.
You got me Googling it.
Nikki Bella.
It's wine.
Oh, it's a wine. Bonita wine.
Oh, I see. And the twins are on. Okay. All right. Well, glad she kept the wine.
Yeah, big seller. There are a lot of lonely housewives that drink a lot of wine between 11 and 2 in the afternoon. So actually, the reason I bring that up is because I read a tweet today. Some guy from London posted that if he got everybody in Great Britain together, they could outdrink everybody in the United States, like, easily. And one guy posted like, no. You don't know about those lonely housewives that are drunk on wine by 2 o'clock in the afternoon. No. Those alone will outdrink your whole country.
Good luck. Us Americans drink, and I'm not even putting on for as you just said, the men. Yeah, we can put down the beers. You just said it. You got to watch out for those housewives, man.
Here it is. Fightful Select says the Anarchy in the Arena match at AEW Double or Nothing will include Swerve Strickland, Kenny Omega, Willow Nightingale, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Samoa Joe against the Young Bucks, Marina Shafir, Gabe Kidd, and John Moxley. There is also a chance that Katsuyori Shibata and Claudio Cascanelli and Mike Bailey might be added to the match as well, but we don't know yet what the match is actually.
Oh, Double or Nothing is this Sunday, by the way.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm not watching it. Don't have time.
Nothing pops out that I'd want to see. You get me Omega and Okada again, or Omega Ospreay, I'll probably tune in. But
let's see, Double or Nothing 2025 match.
Speaking of which, Gabe Kidd has showed up in AEW.
Yeah, after going on and on about him. We got Will Ospreay versus Hangman Page, Mercedes Moné versus Jamie Hayter, Tony Storm versus Mina, Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin versus Dustin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara, Dax and Cash versus Daniel Garcia and Nigel McGuinness, and then a stretcher match between Ricochet and Mark Briscoe, and then the Anarchy in the Arena match. Yeah, that does not appeal to me.
Nope. It is mentioned that WWE's Crown Jewel PLE in Australia later this year will include the annual Crown Jewel title matches previously scheduled as an annual thing in Saudi Arabia. It is believed that these matches will go back to being a regular thing in Saudi Arabia in 2026. So, do Cody and Liv defend the titles?
No.
Or is it just...
No, it's the main champions versus each other.
I don't know. I think you should have the previous year's winner defend.
It'll be John Cena versus somebody. Maybe Jay. If Jay's still champ by then.
And Tiffany Stratton or Rhea Ripley? Probably Rhea Ripley's going to be champion by that point. It's in Australia. There ain't no way that she's not wearing that thing.
Damn, EO.
Yeah, Rhea's winning. You know she is. Rhea's going to be champion, and she's going to beat Tiffany.
Rhea Ripley.
Rhea Ripley. I was listening to a Motionless in White interview on Octane today, and they had Motionless White, Chris Motionless, I think his name is, talking about how he does the theme for Rhea Ripley, and the host, I think it was Shannon Guns, don't quote me on that, but she's like, yo, they could have like a story with you and Rhea. You go out there and then like one of the other girls like drops kicks you in the face and say stay away from Rhea or some shit like that, and he has the whole story. He's like, yeah, that'd be awesome.
Okay, do it. Fuck it. Rhea can probably
Random. Fucking random, but I turned it on. I was expecting to listen to some like old school new metal from 2000, and I was listening to Motionless in White talk about WWE. So it was actually kind of weird that I happened to be in the car at that exact moment. On her Eyes Up Here podcast, ECW legend Francine said she spoke with Sabu at WrestleCon the day after his retirement match against Joey Janela, and Sabu denied that he was actually retiring. He told Francine, "They said I'm retiring. I never said I'm retiring. I'm not retiring. I don't know if they were trying to do ticket sales or what, but I'm not retiring. I'm going to keep on wrestling."
Well, R.I.P. Sabu.
Well, he didn't. So,
Legend of the game.
last but not least, Hulk Hogan's Real American Beer is planning to make a bid for Hooters intellectual property. If successful, it would allow Hogan's company to create Hooters branded merchandise, such as food and beverages, that it could distribute at restaurants. A person familiar with Hogan's plans said Hooters has always been a big part of his life. Oh, well, I don't know. That's hilarious.
Tell you what, brother, I go there and I get the wings. I love the wings at Hooters, brother, and the ladies, brother. They love Hulk. They love the Hulk shirt.
Oh my god, that's awesome. I did not read that one before. I did.
The Hulk Hogan impression from Ty Schmidt on Pat McAfee's show was the greatest things, and he to a T with the racisms that Hogan is. It was so good. Looking at Darius Butler and we were not celebrating.
But he say that one fan in the crowd is like, "Hey, watch it, they'll deport you."
No, that was Paul Heyman.
Oh, that's right, that was Paul.
That was Paul Heyman.
Oh my god, that's right.
Yep. Oh. Paul Heyman was shooting out there, brother. He was shooting. All right, man. Well, that's the dudes. Let's see if I got anything interesting coming up on the other circuits. Shall we take a glance? What is today's date?
The 18th.
So this Friday is TNA Under Siege. On the schedule, Joe Hendry and Elijah are teaming up to take.
Okay, I got a little thing from Nathan Fraser here that he posted on.
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's a bit of a read, so stay with me. Apparently, it's the more I learn. This is the caption above it from the person who posted it. The more I learn about MCMG, the more I love them. Motor City Machine Guns. This is from Nathan Fraser. Last Friday was a special night for me personally. When I was grinding on the indies in the late 2019, early 2020, I didn't have a lot of time left on my U.S. student visa. I knew that it was only a matter of time before I either make it big or get sent back home and have to start all over again on the UK independence. Around that time, I attended an AIW tryout seminar in Ohio in an attempt to get booked on the show, a show that Alex Shelley happened to be wrestling on. He pulled me aside that day and told me how much he loved my work and how much he was rooting for me. That alone meant the world to me, but then he actively went out of his way to help me in any way that he could. The beautiful irony is that he also knew I was one of Seth's wrestling kids, and Seth was a guy that he also went to bat for when he was coming up. Alex went on to do just that and went to bat for me to TNA management, where he was able to get a match on Explosion against Chris Sabin. Chris was really good to me that day, which is something I never forgot. In front of 0 people in peak COVID season, we went out there and had a short banner. So here I am with 2 of my wrestling muses actively helping me to take my career to the next level in a time where I desperately needed it. From that point forward, everything took off for me. I started to gain a lot of traction on the indies and was offered contracts at multiple different companies. In the end, I decided to go with my heart and follow my lifelong dream of becoming a WWE superstar. 5 years later, I stand side by side with them on Friday Night SmackDown as part of the best tag team division in the world. And last Friday, here they were to help me again. It's the kind of stuff that you literally can't write. It was God's will. There's no other explanation. It's where we are supposed to be. Thank you for everything, Motor City Machine Guns. You gotta love stories of, people helping other people reach their dreams.
Legends, man. MCMG legends in the game.
Because nobody it's not expected of you to go out of your way in anything you do to help another person. You could just go about doing your job. If you're good at it, you get paid. That could be it. But you go out of your way to help people. That's something that a lot of people lack in their lives. Is go out of the way to help somebody.
Yep, it's true. It's true. TNA Under Siege this Friday. Joe Hendry and Elijah are taking on Trick Williams and Frankie Kazarian. Masha Slamovich is defending the Knockouts World title against Victoria Crawford, formerly known as Alicia Fox in the WWE.
Oh, she's still around?
Yep, World Tag Team Champ. By the way, this is in Canada, Under Siege. So the Nemesis are defending their tag titles against Matt Hardy and Leon Slater, stepping in for Jeff Hardy because Jeff Hardy cannot leave the United States. TNA, which the Nemesis made sure to let everybody know. The TNA International Championship, Steve Macklin defending against Matt Cardona. The Knockouts World Tag Team Championships, the team of Ash Biogunch and Heather Biogunch defending against the team they always defend against, Spitfire. Tessa Blanchard is taking on Ariana Grace. Tessa has Robert Stone in her corner. Santino is in the corner of his daughter. Eddie Edwards versus Cody Deaner. If Deaner wins, he'll receive a new TNA contract.
Wait, who the fuck is Robert Stone in the corner of?
Tessa.
Why?
I don't know. We don't watch TNA. We probably would know if we watched, but yeah, I guess.
That makes no fucking sense. He's like a nobody on NXT, and he's managing Tessa in TNA.
He's trying to hitch his wagon to somebody else. Cody Deaner will receive a TNA contract if he beats Eddie Edwards. And then Mike Santana will be taking on AJ Francis.
Okay. Santana's name pops up now. You know it's going to be a banner.
He's and AJ Francis has actually been really good. Just being
You heard the story how AJ Francis knew something was wrong with him, right? Diabetes or whatever it was. Because he went to do that move and where he jumps over ropes but fucking missed it, and then because his legs were all, if it wasn't for that, he'd probably be dead, he said. Yeah,
he's really, when he got let go by WWE and TNA, he's really built himself up as just a good
heel. All that shit he talked about WWE when he got let go too.
And then Swerve decided to try to bury him, and he was like, no. We have
all your AEW favorites are turning into bitches.
Yeah, they are. Update on New Japan Dominion and Osaka Joy Hall. That card is pretty already set up. That is taking place on June 15th. Hiroki Goto versus Shingo Takagi for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. The Global Heavyweight Championship.
That could be a fun match.
Yeah. Yota Tsuji defending against Gabe Kidd. We have the Never Openweight Championship. Konosuke Takeshita defending against Bolton Oleg. The IWGP Tag Titles. Great Okan Kalnubun defending against Tomohiro Ishii and Taichi. We have a dog collar chain death match between David Finlay and Evil.
Okay, fuck off.
Yeah, a dog collar chain death match between Finlay and Evil. And then Hiroshi Tanahashi is still doing his final run. He's going against Yuya Uemura.
It's not a bad fucking card, man.
Yeah, it's a good, decent little card. That's really all that's been updated. The G1 Climax 35 finals are taking place August 17th. That has been, I don't even know, that hasn't started yet.
No, they usually start early July or like mid-July or something.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, there's no card or no groups named for that yet. Other than that, though, that seems to be all of the updated things going on around the globe from TNA and New Japan. And I went over the card for this weekend's. This is weekend. Oh yeah, AEW's pay-per-view, Double or Nothing. Yeah,
nobody cares.
What else is this weekend? Saturday night's main event is also
Saturday night's main event and Battleground.
Battleground is this weekend?
Sunday.
No.
Yes.
Yeah, it is. Holy shit, it is. Good lord.
Told you that.
Yeah, I gotta keep reminding myself that this weekend is so busy. SmackDown, Saturday night's main event, Battleground, Indy 500, Pacers, playoffs.
Oh. A friendly reminder that if you post something on the internet, people will drag it up 8 years later. This was a tweet from Randy Orton 8 years ago. I really need to issue an apology. And he had in his notes on his phone. Sorry to the indie marks, indie guys, and old timers who do dives took offense. I'm assuming he said something before that. Just having a good time over a few drinks in Denmark, closing the SmackDown Live tour while beating Raw and making over $5 million in the last 11 shows.
So he was
now
on
I know
SmackDown versus Raw at the time.
Now I know to some that doesn't equate to a standing room only crowd of 150 people paying $8 at an armory somewhere. But in the big boy world, that's called putting asses in seats. So enjoy your flips, dives, and 20 super kicks per match. To each their own. I will go dive back into my 13th title run and get ready to flip when my bank statement comes this month.
You gotta love Randy Orton, man.
He probably posted something on Twitter. People went up in arms, so he's like, fuck it.
Here's how I really feel. Alrighty. As noted, we got a lot of stuff. Not a lot. We're just adding one event here. Backlash took place one last time, as you can see on the screen. John Cena and Randy Orton. We're gonna go at it one final time. Yeah, Backlash, and it wasn't promoted as WrestleMania Backlash this time. It was just Backlash. So
I don't think it has been for a while. Backlash in Paris last year wasn't Backlash France. It wasn't.
Okay, maybe then it was the year before. Yeah, so they went away from that. Cool. Cool.
Anyways, Backlash is taking place from the Enterprise Center in St. Louis, Missouri. That's the home state of. Actually, he's straight from St. Louis. That's his home city. Missouri, and we are here for one reason only: Randy Orton versus John Cena for the WWE Championship. I mean, there are some other matches happening, but we all know why we are tuning in for this one. The classic history of John Cena, Randy Orton matches. The build up to this writes itself. One last time is probably what we are getting here. Is John Cena will probably go on to face the greats like AJ Styles, The Rock, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and future PLEs. You know, no time for second-rate wrestlers facing him in the future.
Yeah, I was looking forward to this just as these two kind of ran things for me. Really, Randy Orton, John Cena, linked in history. One of the main times of me watching was these two on top. So, yeah, I was looking forward to it. The opening video, we get a look at Randy Orton, John Cena, some other matches, and then Randy Orton and John Cena.
The real reason we're here tonight. And for our first match tonight, we have a fatal four-way for the United States Championship between LA Knight, Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest, and the defending Jacob Fatu. Quite clearly, with the side finish we got with Damian and Drew, we are probably getting one more big-time match between those two. You know, where they got out in the crowds, totally forgot about the actual match that was happening, did their own thing. Drew took a nasty bump off that table. I mean, he didn't quite hit all that carpet. But yeah, that should officially bring that feud to an end, I'm thinking. But yeah, you know, in the end, you know, overall solid match to start out Backlash. I mean, they came in hot and they did it. We got a hot start to open the show. Jacob Fatu retains, and you know, it really starts the countdown to Jacob Fatu becoming the massive babyface superstar the fans already see him as. Jeff Cobb debut happened, and I'm pumped. I'm pumped for where that goes. You got to think Jacob Fatu and Jeff Cobb are going to go at it. Clearly, it's clearly looking like Jeff Cobb is definitely on Solo's side. And for if you don't know who Jeff Cobb is, just wait. The man does things a big man should not be able to do.
100%.
Overall, this was a hot start to a show, and they really kicked it off nicely.
Agreed. Post-match, Fatu looking down, staring down really Solo and Jeff Cobb. He leaves by himself though. Leading into the next match, we get a recap of how we got there between Lyra Valkyria and Becky Lynch. Lyra idolizing Becky. They won the tag titles together at WrestleMania and then lost them not even 24 hours later. Then Becky turning on Lyra. So going into this match, Lyra's ready to get revenge for that beatdown and defend her women's Intercontinental title. And there is another history as Valkyria did beat Becky Lynch for the NXT Women's title So, and as we talked about in the news, Becky obviously loses here. So Becky has put Lyra over twice. So she has a win on her, and he's just we'll talk about, she beats her again. So yeah.
Yeah, and that leads us into our second match of the night. It's for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Lyra Valkyria defending against Becky Lynch. This match delivered above and beyond what I was expecting from this. I was not expecting going into this. Lyra, I mean, I've never been a huge fan of her. She has her moments, but this match really, she shined. Becky looked great. Lyra looked fantastic, and she hung in there to pull out the clean win over Becky of all things, to retain. This was definitely the kind of match Lyra has been needing to show that she deserves to be the champion and that she can hang with literally the best in WWE. They went the extra mile in this match, really beating the hell out of each other. It looked great, looked fantastic. They went great match here, and it sets up a lot of interesting stuff moving forward. Got the Lyra Becky thing. So you got to remember, Becky took out Bayley. Bayley's going to come back at some point. I mean, there's a lot of ways this can go.
So there's been 2 matches that we've watched together regarding Lyra, maybe a couple more, but 2 that stand out to me that really popped you and impressed you. It was Lyra versus Roxanne at Stand and Deliver.
Yep.
And then this match. Lyra, for some reason, does shine on the big stage.
She does, really, absolutely. 100% she does.
Great matches. I love this match. Post-match, Lynch is not done, though. She does grab the disarmer, which Lyra, grabbing her nose, and commentary is acknowledging it. Yeah, Lyra was, it was interesting. So it's not done between Becky and Lyra here. And I like the fact that you brought it up. Bayley's out there somewhere. Bayley's been posting pictures. She posted one on a treadmill and comeback season, apparently. So Becky's getting back in shape. Maybe she wanted some time off. Don't know. But Bayley. Bayley's coming back. And I don't know where Lyra goes into that, or if it's just, maybe it's a triple threat. I don't know. But Bayley waiting in the wings for Becky. So maybe Becky goes for the title again and Bayley shows up and costs her, and then that sets that up.
Maybe, or Becky does win it and Bayley and Becky for the title. Who knows?
A rivalry as old as time. The 4 horsewomen, all of them going at each other. Well, Sasha's over there fucking around. We did get a recap.
Hey, she lost. Sort of.
She didn't get pinned. We get the build for this third match of the night. The Intercontinental title on the line. Dominic Mysterio winning that title at WrestleMania, which involved Penta. But since Penta didn't get pinned, and he's had beef with Judgment Day Dom leading to this match, he's getting a title shot. Penta, Dominic Mysterio, IC title.
Yep, that's our third match of the night. And that's for the Men's Intercontinental Championship with Penta challenging the champion Dominic Mysterio. And these guys were unlucky to follow the previous 2 matches because compared to those, they basically put on a match that would have been serviceable on a Monday Night Raw. But for a PLE match, meh. Dominic retaining with little help is obviously setting stuff up for the future, which is fine. But, it's still just, it did not feel like it should have been on a big show.
As you said, it had to follow 2 really good matches to start the show. And sucks for them, but nothing crazy here. After that, we get a recap of how we got to Gunther versus Pat McAfee. Gunther losing the world title to Jay at WrestleMania, obviously. Pat being a big Jay fan. Michael Cole, by the way, Michael Cole started all of this by saying
it's all Michael Cole's fault, really.
Telling
it really
Gunther,
is.
I'm not the one that tapped out. So McAfee is really the synopsis is McAfee is stepping up to Gunther here.
He's protecting his girlfriend,
Cole.
Man.
He's protecting Michael Cole. He's protecting their position, their job, that they should be able to say what they want.
Corey Graves was there. He's like, "You fucking open your damn mouth, Michael. You deserve what you got."
Yeah, it's true. So this is basically just McAfee standing up to the big bully that is Gunther.
Yeah, and that's the 4th match of the night. A little fun. A little fun match. A fun match. A little comic relief in the middle of a show. Gunther versus Pat McAfee. And like I said, we all knew it was going to be comic relief. There's no way this was going to be a serious match. But it was put together about as well as it could have been for what it was. Gunther winning here was no surprise, as McAfee with even a little help from Michael Cole are never going to be a threat to a guy like Gunther. McAfee did get some moments in, got his signature punts in as his big weapon, but they did very little other than slightly stagger Gunther.
I just want to say the next day or Monday on his show, Pat was breaking down the match, and he's like, right there when I threw that punt and I covered him, I was like, I got him, and he kicked out at 1. So I didn't really know what to do.
It was less than 1. It was less than 1. It was instant.
It was good.
He no-sold that shit right away. Michael Cole here on commentary was hilarious with the just ended Gunther. You have nothing to prove. And then when Pat was while he was getting beat down, but when it would flip to, come on, Pat, you got this, kick his ass. Yeah. Pat would get a move in. I mean, like, fuck Michael. You're not doing your buddy any favors. Nonetheless, the chops were brutal, and in the end, no way Pat was winning without some sort of giant surprise, which never came. Overall, these kinds of matches are fun. They always are. Not looking for a 5-star banner with these ones, honestly, but it did what it was supposed to do.
Sometimes you got to have fun with pro wrestling, and this was an example of it. One of the chops got really high up and actually popped a blood vessel in Pat's eye.
Yep.
Post-match, though, Gunther did actually show some respect to Pat McAfee. He kind of gave him a bid you adieu and kept it moving. So Pat can actually go in the ring, just not against
Gunther.
So
it's not a lot of people beat Gunther, and Pat was not going to be one of them.
I mean, Pat's done a flip off of a War Games cage. I mean, he's been there. He's done it. But yeah, not against Gunther, though. So yeah, it's time for the main event. We get a recap of really just John Cena and Randy Orton. The history of the two all-time greats, Hall of Famers. They've been side by side 20 years. One more time. But the roles are reversed here. John Cena's the bad guy. Randy Orton's the good guy. Here we go.
Yeah, and here we go as main event. John Cena defending the WWE Championship against Randy Orton, and that happened. I honestly did not have R-Truth interfering to cause Randy to lose the match on my bingo card for this show, but it happened. This match was an absolute insane mess of spamming finishers like it's WWE 2K25, ref bumps, which made no sense. The first ref, Chad Patton, got thrown into the steel stairs, died. Nobody checked on him, though. And then the second ref that came in got a light bump, and they were all, Nick Aldis, everyone was out checking on him. But poor Chad just over there dead. Forget about him. It had me laughing. It was comical at that point with the ref bumps and everything going on. It was over the top. And then it all turned into a giant farce. Fucking Randy Orton go, what the fuck are you doing?
Right.
Everything. There was never any doubt that Cena was going to retain here, but I mean, this was really more about having one last song and dance between Cena and Orton for the road. But it was comical by the end because it's just like, what's going on? What the fuck is going on?
R-Truth. And post-match, Cena grabs the mic, says he wants competition, which I expected somebody to come out here. Nobody did. I expected maybe a Cody return. Nothing. Just he wants competition, and he isn't finding it here. He goes to leave, though, and the crowd is cheering for him, which makes sense, by the way. I mean, this is his last time in St. Louis, so the crowd is cheering. And he does pause for a second and kind of acknowledges the cheers before heading out. And, yeah, that was interesting. It's like Cena's stuck in his old way. Like, he still bitter, but, like, back to his old self for just a second, being Super Cena that we know. I remember, that a few weeks ago, he was saying he didn't need to do anything but show up, and now he wants competition because in his heart of hearts, he is a competitor, and he wants to prove he's the best, no matter what words come out of his mouth. And I do want to add that there was a post-show that they did, and John Cena put R-Truth through a table with an AA. We'll talk about more on SmackDown. But yeah, Backlash was all right. It was a good show. Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria, to me, stole the night, and which was surprising with John Cena and Randy Orton being the main event. But it was also just that main event was nostalgic. You weren't expecting greatness. I expected a little more, to be fair. I expected it to be a little better. It wasn't, but still got to see those two go at it one more time. And yeah, the interesting part was the Cena kind of acknowledging the cheers thing, and maybe I think it's a story of Cena that eventually he ain't gonna be a bad guy forever, and then maybe come SummerSlam, he's back to being a babyface and going head to head with The Rock or something. I don't know, but yeah,
I think SummerSlam makes sense for The Rock. It's about halfway through his tour. You know, got to flip him back at that point. Get the last half of the year, he's back to babyface Cena. I can't imagine him being heel all the way to the end of the year, but you never know. Yeah, this show, a lot of people after this show were talking shit about the Lyra Becky match, like it wasn't good. What the fuck were you watching? What the fuck were you watching? That match
that was one of the best women's matches of the year so far.
But I mean, overall, like I said at the start of this, we all tuned in for one reason only. It was John Cena, Randy Orton, one last time. And your take on this show is probably going to depend on that match and what you like out of your wrestling. I found it absolutely hysterical entertainment. The ref bumps and the 22 AAs and the 17 RKOs and the R-Truth. I thought it was.
When is Randy Orton actually going to punt somebody?
I don't know. They allowed they got it. They allowed Seth to bring his stomp back. Why can't he punt people?
I think we all knew that at WrestleMania, if Kevin Owens was clearly able to wrestle, I think we were going to get the punt there on KO. But now it's like, fuck, who's going to eat that punt? We'll see. Maybe it's Cody.
I think it's a move that you got to save for when Randy Orton's in full heel mode, though.
He's going to do it to Cody.
Probably.
And it won't be till next year because Cody's going to defend the title against Randy Orton next WrestleMania.
Do you think they let Randy make 18 titles by the time he's done? Randy said he's going to wrestle for another 10 years.
18? To beat John? No.
No?
Randy's not going to be the one to beat John Cena's title record. No.
You got 10 more years in him, he said. You can't. You don't think he's going to win the title 3 more times in 10 years?
He'll tie him. If.
Randy Orton, one of your longest standing, brought up from day one, still in the company to this day, has showed up every year, year after year, hasn't left for Hollywood, he lives, bleeds WWE. You don't give him that?
He did a Hollywood film.
Okay, what? He was gone for a couple months?
Didn't he do? Was he a Marine or was he in a different
12 rounds? No, that was John Cena.
But I think there was another 12 rounds and he was in it.
You might be right. Nonetheless, he didn't just like straight up fuck off and stop wrestling for the last 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. He's been there every year, year after year.
Yeah, but has John Cena... Yeah, he was. 12 rounds unloaded. And he was in a movie called The Condemned 2.
Oh, Stone Cold was in the first one.
Yes, that's it. Yep, yeah. I remember that movie was... The first one was Stone Cold. I remember that one now. That I just said that.
It's on Netflix. You don't think you give Randy that chance at least? At least let him tie it and then go for it? One of your longest standing employees has been loyal to WWE since day one. I mean, said he's going to wrestle till he's 50.
I don't know. I don't think so. I just don't think. Did he do what John Cena did for the company? Kind of.
From a heel standpoint, absolutely.
But by that logic, R-Truth should be a world champion.
R-Truth hasn't been there for 20 fucking years. Oh no, he has been actually. Pretty damn close.
It's gotta be close. K-Quick, he did the TNA stuff for a minute, but Randy has been there since day one. No, I don't think Randy... I don't know if Randy wins a world title again.
Nah, fuck that. He's going to win the title again, 100%.
Maybe.
He's at 15 right now, right?
14.
He at least gets to 17. No, I don't know, actually. 15? He at least wins one more time. Fuck off, he doesn't win one more time.
If he wins it one more time, it's because he's a heel again and he beats Cody. Cody's just putting people over at WrestleMania.
I mean, he's
Cody-
done it.
Cody,
He's done it 3 out of the last 4 years.
Cody beats Cena at the end of the year, takes it to Mania. Randy beats him at WrestleMania.
You can't sit there and say Randy doesn't win it one more time.
Oh, I want him to. I would. I just don't. Right now in this moment, I don't see the path unless it involves Cody.
They were teasing the Cody shit earlier this year.
It's been teasing it for a while now with Cody, actually.
It's got to happen.
I think. He'll win it one more time. He'll win it one more time.
All right.
As for beating Cena or tying, I don't think so.
Okay, I'll give you that because that is a bit far off. But winning one, if he was at 15, I'd say it's possible. Now he's only at 14, then maybe not.
I wouldn't be mad if he tied Flair.
I think he definitely is in the upper echelon of all-time greatest to ever do the fucking WWE.
Oh, yeah, 100%. He should be thrown around more in that Mount Rushmore conversation.
Just because of dedication to the company.
Yeah, he debuted.
He's never left.
He's
never left.
Now, has he been a dickhead and caused some chaos in the backstage? For sure.
In his early years, he was a kid. He had a little bit of an issue with the
anger,
nose candy.
Anger.
Actually, what was it? Alcohol? I think it was alcohol that he had an issue with back in the day.
Then he got popped for PEDs too, steroids, I think.
Yeah, but I think when his dad was getting inducted into the Hall of Fame, that's one of the most famous moments where he was falling asleep during the ceremony and shit.
Mm-hmm. Now, Randy's.
And that was actually, I think that was actually the moment where people told him, like, "Hey, man, you got to clean your shit up."
This makes me wonder then, because I think we've talked about Cena going in the Hall of Fame next year, without a doubt.
Without a doubt.
Is Randy the one that inducts him?
I mean, John Cena's Vince's boy. Is it Vince?
Come on. No. Randy, Punk, maybe Triple H.
I could see Punk doing it.
But when you really break it down throughout Cena's career, who is his greatest rival?
Randy Orton.
It's Randy Orton.
John Cena was the babyface. Orton was the heel. Evolution or Revolution.
Together carried the fucking company.
Yeah.
I can see it being Randy. It'll probably be Cody Rhodes.
Anyways, back to my final thoughts on the show.
Yeah.
Overall, we were all tuning in for one thing, but the only match on the show that wasn't rather good was Mysterio versus Penta, and even that match was completely fine. It was just surrounded by a great gimmick match and 2 fantastic matches before it. For a show that had a grand total of 0 expectations going into it, it's a hell of an entertaining show. The fact that it was done in around 3 hours as well as a bonus, because long pay-per-views get boring after about 7 hours. So
it's true. WrestleMania for me didn't have you. It was just me, and night two, not night 1, but night 2 was because I just threw on the pre-show, and Lord, that did drag. It was WrestleMania, but it dragged. Or going to a PLE, like, I don't know, Royal Rumble, like I did, and freezing outside the stadium for 2 hours because they wouldn't open the doors. Yeah, that was a day.
You probably shouldn't have gone so early.
Yeah, I don't know why I did that. Looking back, I was downtown and I was drinking at the bars, having a good time.
Indianapolis in January, it's gonna be cold.
And then it was February 1st, dude.
Like here in Canada, when it's cold outside, we don't go outside. Actually, that's not true. We're outside all the time. We love the winter.
Not true. I don't care about the cold that much, but when the wind and then it's like, but yeah.
I worked up in the oil fields for years, and we'd hit like -70.
Yeah,
that's like at the point where Fahrenheit and Celsius meet up, and it's the same fucking thing. It's cold.
Yeah. I don't know why I went that early. Looking back, I mean, I was downtown having a good time, but it's not like I didn't have a seat.
Yeah, you'd get in when you got in.
Yeah, good times though. Good times. All right, let's talk about this past week's edition of Monday Night Raw on the Netflix.
Yeah, Monday Night Raw, 12th of May is live from KFC Yum Center. That's still a wild name for an arena. in Louisville, Kentucky. What?
Don't do that. Say it again. Correctly.
Louisville.
Say it
Louisville.
correctly. Say no.
How do you say St. Louis?
Huh?
How's St. Louis spelled?
ST space LOUIS. I get that.
St. Louis. How is Louisville spelled?
Don't do that. Don't do that. It's Louisville.
Okay, I'll say it like you say it. Louisville.
No. Louisville.
Louisville.
Louisville, Kentucky.
Where the fuck's the S?
Louisville, Kentucky.
You guys don't speak fucking French down there. Where's the S?
Louisville, Kentucky, dude. Keep it pushing. I'll even allow you to say,
Louisville.
that. You can say that.
Louisville, Kentucky, because the
Louisville's
Louisville Slugger. We only have Michael Cole in commentary tonight, as Pat is probably questioning his life choices at home back in Indy. We are hot off of Backlash and already have to finish setting up stories heading into Saturday night main event in 2 weeks. Also, CM Punk is back, and I'm sure he has some stuff to say.
Yeah, he did make an appearance the past week at the very end to help out Jay and Sammy. But yeah, and Pat, right down the road though. So if he was running behind, he was like, you know what, I'm going to work. We'll see. We get an open of course what happened last week.
I mean, can't blame him if he was at home going, what the fuck did I do?
Do I really want to take 65 South and drive all the way to Louisville? Fuck it, I'll do it. We see CM Punk saving Jey Uso, Sami Zayn for Braun and Seth the week prior, and Punk is going to kick us off to the ring. The usual. Is it great to be alive in Louisville, Kentucky? He calls this place home, but he's pissed off at a lot of people to the point where it's easier to remember the ones he's not mad at right now. The worst of them, of course, he's mad at himself because he trusted Paul Heyman. People, including Jey Uso, they tried to warn him about Paul. And Punk was like, no, it's okay. That's my best friend. We all know this ends because we've been here before. He's going to get his hands around Paul Heyman's neck. He was really going at Paul here. He called him.
He was upset. He was upset.
He's going to get his hand around Heyman's neck. And then, of course, Timu, CM Punk, Seth Rollins comes out. Punk taking shots at Paul here on the way to the ring. Come on, Penguin, where you at? Called him the Penguin. I was like, that's actually a good one. The Penguin's a good one. So Paul actually storms to the ring here. Punk wants an explanation. It's Heyman's last words. Cue Rollins, of course. Braun Breaker comes out. Punk on the mic saying Seth is just a song, kid, and that's all you are. At some point, the bell's got to ring. Rollins saying Punk is the one who betrayed Paul. The reality is that Heyman believed in Punk, but now Punk is the reason Rollins isn't world champion. Punk swears Rollins will never be champion as long as he's on 2 feet. So Rollins says Punk always wants to be a martyr. That can be arranged. So cue Braun Breaker to come into the ring. Rollins gets in as well. And by the way, one of my favorite parts of this was Braun gets in the ring to go at Punk, and Seth just walks the whole time. No rush. Just playing the character that he is so well. He just casually just walks and lets Braun handle the business. Rollins gets in as well. As I said, Sami Zayn and Jey Uso come in to make the save. This sets up a tag match, but there are a lot of different options to pick up from, and it's a good place to be. I did want to ask you: you got Punk, you got Sami, and you got Jey. 3 versus 2. The rumors were wild. Is there a third person part of this group? We've talked about it before. Do you think there's a third person coming?
Well, WWE specifically said that there isn't, so I think it's a Swerve. But it's not Swerve. It's probably Austin Theory.
Yeah. We'll talk about Theory, and hopefully they are going to split him with Grayson Waller soon. We'll see. We do get a recap of El Grande Americano interfering to cost Penta the IC title at Backlash. And for some reason,
disrespectful.
For some reason, Penta comes out, Chad Gable comes out, they're in the ring, and Pat McAfee's music hits. And he joins commentary. It's like, what the fuck?
Disrespect.
He got a big pop, though.
And that leads into the first match of Raw, which is Penta versus Chad Gable. This match is a perfect example of how to get someone back on track, as Penta gets a nice win here. He beat Gable without any major issues, and while El Grande Americano is the real backstory here, this match helps set that big showdown down the line. Penta continues to feel like a major player in WWE, and that is a great sign for his future moving forward. But seriously, can we just get the Lucha Bros back together so they can put on a banner steel cage match with a team from WWE to get the Young Bucks out of my favorite match of all time?
That eats
Seriously.
That eats at you, huh? Great match.
Seriously, go watch that match. Fucking All In 2021.
Yeah.
Steel Cage, Lucha Bros versus, oh man, such a good fucking match.
But
seriously, I need to get that. Somehow somebody needs to put on match better than that because
Dom is back in the clubhouse. He's accusing Finn of almost costing him the IC title match, but all is well. You'll look at a recap from Gunther and McAfee from Backlash, with Gunther eventually overwhelming Pat and showing the respect that he did to Pat. Pat gets an ovation from the Raw crowd, and Michael Cole thanks him. He is banged up, but he knows he was in a fight. It is announced that Sami Zayn and CM Punk will be taking on Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker at Saturday night's main event. We see Sami Zayn and CM Punk getting ready for the match. Punk is worried about trusting anyone at this point. Sami understands that, but says it was the same when Punk teamed with him at War Games. And that all went according to plan. Punk agrees, and it'll be Punk and Sami Zayn teaming to take on Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker at Saturday night's main event this coming weekend.
Yeah, and that leads us into our second match of the night. We got the War Raiders facing off against the Creed brothers and the New Day on commentary. Two takeaways from this match. One, Julius Creed, legit. Two, I was way more focused on the New Day cooking on commentary than the match itself. All that aside, Raw needs a tag team to set fire to this division. Maybe two brothers could do something. Yeah, the Creed brothers do win this match.
The two brothers? You mean the Lucha Brothers?
I don't know. Just saying, maybe a couple brothers could show up and do something.
Yeah, I agree. Julius Creed is legit. Seth Rollins is shown talking to Braun Breaker. It says Sami Zayn and CM Punk probably think they got one up on them out there. They have no idea what Rollins is capable of. He does want Braun Breaker to do one more thing for him, which he whispers into his ear. Rollins leaves, but before he does, he tells Braun, have some fun. We get a look back at Logan Paul. He attacked Jey Uso after last week's show went off air. Paul says he wants the world title. Paul versus Jey is set for Saturday night's main event. Jey hits the ring, full entrance, plus the encore of the Yeats. Uso knows that he has a big target on his back, so he's going to get something off his big chest. He's been hearing Logan Paul talking about how Uso has a glass jaw. Well, at Saturday night's main event, never mind, because Gunther comes out to interrupt.
The ring general.
Gunther says they met at WrestleMania, and Uso reminds him that he tapped out. You tapped out, Gunther, with the crowd chanting, you tapped out. With that out the way, Gunther says he knows Uso is out of his element because he's not a natural champion. That's what Gunther is. And he'll prove it on June 9th when he challenges the winner of Jey Uso and Logan Paul, which Uso already knew. Adam Pearce let him know. Gunther hopes that it's Uso so he can remind Uso of his place. That makes Uso take his glasses off and go on that Jey Uso spirited rant of how this is his place. He's going to walk into June 9th as a champion and walk out the exact same way Uso can do that. He fired up response rather well. Jey is really good in retorting and having the crowd back him and just speaking with passion. It works every time for Jey Uso. We'll see if that's a spoiler for Saturday night's main event between Logan and Jey. I think Jey was
obviously this all sets up Gunther and Jey Uso for the rematch.
I don't think it was in doubt. I think it was Jey always. I didn't see Logan. I think Logan will be a world champion. I just didn't think it was yet.
I already said that. Either I said that or you said it. We both said that like last year when he'll be world champion one day.
He will. Io Sky is ready to teach Roxanne Perez and Julia respect. Commentary pays tribute to Sabu. Of course, had to be done. Pay tribute. Ludwig Kaiser is in the back, but Ludwig is talking, but he gets cut off because Braun Breaker, he took out Jey Uso.
And into a what I could only call as a dream match for the third match of the night. Two former Bullet Club leaders in Finn Balor and AJ Styles are going at it here.
Mhm.
This match was really fucking good, and of course it was. Two legends going at it can only lead to one result: a banner. Remember though, not one single member of the WWE roster can lace the boots of any AEW wrestler. Such names as Aaron Solo, Action
There's
Andretti,
no way you did
Alex
this.
Abrahantes, Braden Cutler, Colt
Oh my
Cabana,
God.
Danhausen, Griff Garrison,
Oh, wow.
John Silver, Lee Johnson, Matt Menard, Daddy
Uh-huh.
Magic, Nick Komoroto, Peter Avalon, Preston Vance, Satnam
Never heard of
Singh,
him.
Truth
Oh, it's
Magnum,
big.
and Turbo Floyd.
Outrunners.
Not one of those guys is less than AJ Styles and Finn Balor.
You really did that.
Not one single guy on the AEW roster is worse than Finn Balor and AJ Styles. Not one of them. Not one. Not a single one.
Satnam Singh, though.
I mean, honestly, AJ Styles and Finn Balor would probably look like absolute junk amateurs wrestling to those guys.
You're still going.
I'm fucking real there, Will Ospreay, you fucking idiot. Anyways, these two got time to showcase, and that's exactly what they did. Fantastic match, but really no surprise. AJ Styles comes away with the well-deserved victory as Finn Balor's downfall continues, which is going to lead to his inevitable leaving of the Judgment Day.
Maybe,
but again,
needs to start
horrible. Even the Demon's not better than any of those. Griff Garrison, right. Griff Garrison can run circles around those guys in the fucking ring.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. This is awesome chance during that match, by the way.
But you know, Nick Komoroto would fucking destroy them.
Satnam Singh, dog.
Daddy Magic, Matt Menard should be world fucking champion.
Did you see that that I think we talked about, maybe we talked about it last episode, that AEW wanted to push Daddy Magic to have a romantic scene with Paige, and she was like, "No, I'm good."
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm
fucking
right.
Seriously, Will Ospreay, just chill, man. You're good, but chill.
Still not as good as Kenny Omega, but
Kenny Omega is better, 100%.
Yes, 100%.
Anyways, nonetheless, my whole point here is that AJ Styles and Finn Balor are worse than all those guys I named.
Yeah, 100% for sure. We got to look back at Lyra Valkyria, who retained the women's IC title over Becky Lynch in an upset at Backlash. Lynch comes out and she's sitting on the top rope to talk. She talks about Lyra Valkyria attacking her character in recent weeks and then gave her the match of her life. Now Lyra matters more than she ever has before, and it isn't even close. After the bell rang after the match, though, it was an alarm going off to tell her how much she has been manipulated. She walked away from the crowd for about a year because of the backlash from the people. People carried her into the main event of WrestleMania because they were in this together. Then something happened because she became a success, while all of these people, all the fans, are failures. One of her friends asked if she missed doing this, and she did miss being in the ring.
I didn't know Becky Hogan became Becky Cena here. Holy shit!
Doing this, she missed being in the ring, but she didn't miss listening to the people lie to her. She didn't have to live up to expectations. So from now on, she is whatever the people say she is. Greedy, sure. Angry, yep. Sure. What everyone accuses her of being backstage is what she is going to be. This was the heel turn explanation. And yeah, Becky killed this promo, by the way. I got irritated with the crowd chanting "what," but she cooked here.
What?
Yeah, I was like,
what?
Yeah, Rusev is still ready to hurt people and fulfill his purpose.
That's pretty much all he's there for. It's great.
Yeah, the vignettes have been pretty cool though. Just monster Rusev. Akira Tozawa wants Rusev, but he's too injured. Sheamus comes in to request and receive a match with Grayson Waller next week.
Nice.
Because last time it was supposed to be Waller versus Sheamus, and he's like, "Oh no, the Theory will take it." So up next is I think Grayson Waller put on Twitter. He is going to tune in to Monday Night Raw this coming week because he's going to put it into Gingivitis.
That's fucking. Oh, I love it. And yeah, it's the main event of the night. We get an absolutely stacked tag team match with Io Sky and Rhea Ripley teaming up against Roxanne Perez and Julia. This match was absolutely stacked with talent, and the wrestling was perfectly fine. but it was a bit disappointing in the end. No real big moments to build Roxanne and Julia, and it feels like it was a prelude to what will obviously be Rhea and Io going against each other for the title down the line. Obviously, Rio and Io won here, but I felt like they could have done more for Roxanne and Julia here. It's kind of weird. I didn't like it. They could have done something between Io and Rhea a different way to set up the, I don't know. But
yeah.
anyways, post-match, the winner's pose, but Ripley looks at the title to end the show.
Yeah. We'll talk about SmackDown. Julia's now on SmackDown, so I don't know.
Yeah, what you guys just said fuck it with Roxanne and Julia?
Yeah, I guess so. It was a good Raw. It was not a hey here. It was really just like, let's set the seeds for the PLE or quote unquote live event we have coming up this week after we just had a PLE the week prior, because as we've said a couple times, they're just throwing PLEs at us here.
It's been a lot. It's like 7 or 8 in like a matter of 2 months.
They were like, here's Backlash. We kind of built to that post WrestleMania, and Backlash happened, and oh, hey, we got a week, so here we go.
Oh, and then 2 weeks later, we got Money in the Bank after that.
Yeah.
Oh, and Worlds Collide.
So qualifying matches.
Oh, and then at the end of June, 2 weeks after Money in the Bank, we got Saudi Arabia. Oh, and then 2 weeks after that, we got Evolution and Saturday Night Main Event again.
And then guess what? SummerSlam.
Oh, yeah, that's right, SummerSlam, which is 2 nights, by the way.
It is.
It's a lot of fucking wrestling in a short period of time. WWE doesn't usually do this, but I like it.
Yeah.
They're hot right now, and they're capitalizing on it, and there's nothing wrong with that. This Monday Night Raw didn't really feel like a fallout from Backlash. It's mainly because there wasn't much fallout to cover. I mean, that doesn't really leave much to talk about or focus on. So they only had, like you said, focus on Saturday Night Main Event, which is happening right away. So that's really all they had. I do like what we got here. It worked well. And you know, the upcoming Saturday Night's Main Event is feeling like it's a pretty big deal. So they're doing a good job of that.
Could be the best one so far. We've had some pretty
the last one was pretty shitty. So
the first one was all right.
The first one was good.
Oh, the first one was a banger. It was the last one that was dog shit.
Yeah, the first one was fucking Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens.
Have they only done 2?
Yes.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that last one was terrible. Alrighty, man. Let's keep moving to everybody's favorite developmental program. Don't
worry, Lexus Kane is down there developing.
Yeah.
I can't remember who it was, but someone says, I'm not going to watch the developmental of AEW developmental. And then Lexus Kane was like, that's weird because I'm in the so you watch, he was confused. So you watch it because we are the developmental of AEW's developmental. So we're higher than AEW's developmental, which is AEW Dynamite, some shit like that. It was really confusing, but basically, Lexus, I'm going to go develop.
I think the person was talking about Evolve because Lexus Kane.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
And it's like, I'm not going to watch the developmentals of the developmental to the, my head hurts.
Yeah. But he's like, basically, in the end, he's like, I'm going to go develop. We are in the Capitol Wrestling Center, as per usual, Orlando, Florida. Watch out for that parking lot. Crazy shit happens. For May 13th edition of NXT. We are less than 2 weeks out from Battleground, and the big story is Trick Willie challenging Joe Hendry for the TNA World Champion. Dear God, do not let him win it. We should be in for some big happenings as they continue to set up that PLE.
Yeah. I was looking forward to it. It is noted that is obviously for the first time ever TNA World title online on a NXT PLE at Battleground. They'll meet and sign the contract later on in the show, but we open things up with the NQCC with their new number 1 contender, Miles Warren. And he cuts a promo, talks about how he, probably not a big favorite for last week's battle. Last week's Battle Royal. And he's like, listen, let's just get to the point real quick. I have a disability. I'm partially deaf. And I'm like, but we know that. I don't know if he was having fun with it. It was good. It says it affects his hearing and his ability to speak, but that's not what he wants to be known as. He wants to be known as the one who will overcome the odds. And while he can't hear very well, at Battleground, he will hear himself be called the new NXT champion. I think he also said he heard the crowd loud when he won the Battle Royal too. So he did a really good promo here. Ethan Page, who is also great at promos, comes out and says, "Yeah, I'm tired of this sentimental bullshit. You won the title shot on a fluke. You can't beat Oba," and then fans chanting, "You can't either." Page wants the title shot on the line tonight. Charlie Dempsey thinks it's a good idea. Ava comes out and says, "Sure, it's on." Dempsey's match is on right now though, because last week on NXT, Miles set Charlie up to have a match with Oba Femi. Page is right in that Bourne came out of nowhere, which is true. But it did really a good job of making Miles feel more reasonable, personable to the fans. I think Miles he's not going to be Oba, but it's really setting. Could he beat Oba?
Say what you. I don't.
I like him.
I do. I think he's a fantastic wrestler. Take away all the Randy Orton references, but he does the power slam and he does the drop kick. I just say, once he cuts out that fucking hanging DDT, it's over for me. Yeah. But nonetheless, I don't know. It's unfortunate in entertainment and the world we live in and the way WWE fans and wrestling fans in general act. I don't know if because of his disability, if you ever make it to the top, but
I think I talked about this with you. Why is back? We had this combo.
And it's unfortunate, and I hope I'm proven wrong, because I would love to see him make it to the top, win the NXT title, go main roster, have a good run, because he's got the look, he's got the moves, and lately he's been showing some charisma. So it's all there. It's just I don't know. People are cruel, especially the IWC.
Yeah.
But I'm rooting for you, Miles, because you're fucking awesome. Yeah, man. Could he? That'd be a historic rise.
I mean,
historic rise.
Does he have
2 weeks ago? Did Miles Bourne matter? Not really.
I know it's WWE, and you really should have great promo skills to be a top guy, but there are some people that have done well and not been great on the mic.
John Cena. Wait, no, reverse that.
He'd be the reverse of Cena. I mean, Undertaker.
Undertaker cuts. Yeah.
He didn't talk much early,
but American Badass, he definitely talked.
He did cut promos. Ricochet.
We're putting Ricochet in the great category.
What was the first match of the night?
That match is Oba Femi versus Charlie Dempsey. Dempsey going after the arm and trying the technical against Oba worked well enough, but there was only so much he could do to stop an absolute beast like the champion. Mm-hmm. This was really all about Oba overcoming a big adversity and winning in the end, which, well, he does that very well. He's always risen to the challenge and beating everybody in his way. Good opening match, which ended up being a bit better than I expected, because I really didn't think Charlie was going to have much of a chance, but he gave Oba some work. He put him to the
technical wrestling. Oba really didn't do that. It was interesting.
Charlie does it well. Charlie's probably one of the more entertaining technical wrestlers, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like compared to like a pure technical wrestler like new Bryan Danielson and like Zack Sabre, which is boring as fuck. Charlie Dempsey has something that makes it a bit more interesting. I don't know.
We see something
earlier. Call me a Fed.
Fed boy. Earlier today, we see Thea Hale and Carmen Petrovich, who run into Tatum Paxley.
Ooh, she's crashing out.
Literally crashing out, losing her mind about her friends leaving her. Gigi Dolan was released. Her husband was also released. She's so sad,
but kudos to Tatum, because I mean, honestly, they could just released her in that fucking slew as well because of her connections.
But she's talented, and I think they see that, and she really, killing it, losing her mind.
Fucking crashing out. It works for her. It works.
Wait till her match, and she was crashing out on the way to the ring. Ricky Saints though comes up to warming
up Ethan Page.
Warming up.
He's warming up.
Yeah, Ethan Page is getting ready for his match because he's gonna take that number one contendership from Miles. He mocks him for trying to ruin everybody's moments. Paige is like, yeah, that's kind of what I do. Paige is not impressed and says Saints can go back to playing second.
It's so what he
fiddle.
does.
He's like, yeah, it's kind of what I do. Saints tells him, yeah, good luck. Good luck with that. I'm not going to be second fiddle to anybody.
Ethan Page is so fucking good, man. But Ricky Saints, I saw some stuff of Ricky Starks in AEW, and I'm like, I don't get it. People are hyping him up. I don't get it. But seeing him now, Saints has something there.
Just
Ethan Page, though, is just so damn fucking good.
Mm-hmm. Ricky's just charismatic as shit.
I do. When Ricky first came in, he's like going, man, everyone's so angry around.
Yeah, it was good.
That was just a running joke. Like, why is he so angry? Good shit. And now, good luck with that. It's good stuff. It's little one-liners. I like it. Next match, we have Wesley going against Tony D'Angelo for the second match. I mean, really, odds are heavily favoring a Stacks versus D'Angelo showdown at Battleground. And that was evident in this match with that weird video moment distracting Tony, where I think they got the timing off because obviously it was a pre-recorded video of Stacks, and between the cardiac kick to finish, it looked off. It looked weird. It was bad timing. But anyways, Lee getting a nice little win here over Tony. Hopefully that's something. Wesley's been there forever, like 6+ years. Like,
I don't think it's been that long.
Oh, I think it has been. There was a list released of.
Wes was in TNA. Has it been 6 years? It is 2025. Has it been that long?
Let me find out here quickly. Going to Fanda. Wow. Oh no, it hasn't been. He's been in. He was in Impact from 2007 to 2020. He's been there for 6 years. I gotta find that post again. Anyways, yeah, that's a match.
Andre Chase has been there for a while too. I think I kind of know what you're talking about. We get a vignette for OTM. They're coming back. Stephanie McCourt comes out to talk. She saw Jordan Grace becoming the new number one contender to the women's title, and now it's time for them to fight at Battleground. Fatal Influence interrupt, though, with JC Jane bringing up Fallon Henley losing the women's North American title. Henley does not like this, but Gordon Grace interrupts before Henley and JC can go at it. Grace is here to protect her quote-unquote investment, which does not sit well with Vicaire. Jane mocks Grace's lack of success, with which Vicaire says she will continue at Battleground. Grace is going to make sure Vicaire makes it to Battleground. This is weird. She's like, yeah, you're my investment. Given that it's another show.
It was a little weird.
And a half, that's not much of a guarantee. But Jordan says she's just going to do whatever she can. Miles Bourne says he has this mainly due to Charlie Dempsey being banged up. The Undertaker and Bubba Ray Dudley are talking to the finals of the women's side of WWE LFG. Izzy Dame, Nikita Lyons, and Lola Vice, and Lash Legend all come in to threaten anyone who comes for this division. Undertaker, of course, not intimidated. Just get LFG. It's done now. So we'll see. We see Tony D getting in a car to get to that safe house to stop Stacks from whatever he's going to do to Rizzo. Which, yeah, you would think Tony was smarter than that. You know, why would you put Rizzo in a safe house knowing it's
where Stacks knows where the safe houses are?
Like, what are you doing? Stacks was your guy. Yeah, interesting enough.
Fuck! Somebody posted a list of who's someone who's there for has been over there for 6 years. I can't find it now. No, it's not Andre Chase. I know that.
Let me see if I can find it while you go over the next match.
What is the next match here? Oh yeah, the number one contender match between Miles Bourne and Ethan Page. Miles Bourne already has the number one contendership, but Ethan Page is trying to take that away from him. Basically, the whole point of this match was to make Bourne look like he should actually be a challenger to Obafemi, and they accomplished that just fine by having him beat the former NXT champion Ethan Page. But still, nonetheless, they've basically turned Bourne from a nobody into a top guy in 2 weeks. So I guess we'll see what happens. I mean, it was a good match overall. Miles, like I said, Miles Bourne is great in the ring, and Ethan Page is too. But it's just weird that he's literally was nothing 2 weeks ago, and now he's like going up against Obafemi.
Yeah, good for him. Sean Legacy, by the way, is who stood out in that battle royale of the previous week. He's an evolved person. He's upset about losing, but he wants a match with Javon Evans. Javon is interested, but so is Ashanti the Adonis. He comes up to mock the idea of Javon versus Sean Legacy. Ricky Saints, though, he likes the idea. Says maybe the winner can get a title shot after Battleground. Tony D arrives at the safe house. He gets jumped by Stax, who mocks everything he's doing, and then we get a challenge set for Battleground.
And that leads us into our next match with the previously mentioned Tatum Paxley going up against Thea Hale. And Tatum crashing out all the way to the ring. Thea Hale looked worried. The commentary was worried for Thea Hale. Everyone was worried for what was about to happen. And this match was basically all about the finish, and it was only going to work so well. I mean, Thea Hale is great in the ring. Tatum Paxley is really fucking good too. But I mean, they just have Paxley in a weird position right now. So they basically released Shotzi, Gigi, her husband, and now she's the only one still there. And I guess going the route of a complete crash out and just fucking, could work, but we'll have to see what they do with it. Hopefully they do something with it because they've kept her around for a reason. Like I said, I mean, she wasn't released, and they could have easily just released her in there, but they see something. So, and there is something there. I think she's fantastic, but we'll see what happens. Post match, Paxley is going straight for Thea's eye. She's lost it, completely lost it.
Yeah, she full crash out. Maybe that's going to continue. We'll see what happens this coming week. Kalani Jordan comes in to yell at Sol Ruka and Zarya for taking her out last week. Jordan wants one more shot at Zarya, and when she wins, she gets a title shot. Sol does accept, but Zarya is not happy. They're doing a weird jealousy thing here with Zarya and Sol and Kalani. It's kind of weird, but maybe it'll work. We'll see. We get the Joe Hendry, Trick Williams contract signing. Ava talks about how the prestige of the title is, and Trick promises to take that title. Hendry knows Williams knows what it means to break out, but now Williams is just a complaining bitch about everything.
I found what I was looking for. Sorry to interrupt you. It wasn't all the wrestlers, just the longest women's
JC
roster. Wendy Chu has been there for 6.3 years. JC Jane has been there for 3.9 years. Lash Legend has been there for 3.7 years. Nikita 3.4. Tatum 3.3. Fallon 3.5. Roxanne was there for 3.1. Thea Hale has been there for 3.1, and she started when she was like 17 or some shit.
Yeah.
The shortest is Jordan Grace at 3 months. Stephanie Victoria at 7 months. Zarya at 6 months.
Yep.
Anyways, nonetheless, Wendy Chu, six plus years there.
She had 2 big injuries, I think, as well
in
that time span.
Yeah.
She's doing stuff on
not as interesting as I thought it was. I thought it was more than that, but
so yeah, Joe Hendry, Trick Williams signing. Joe basically calls him a complaining bitch about everything now. Hendry talks about how he's making TNA bigger than ever before, but Trick says everyone has their 15 minutes of fame, except for Hollywood Trick. He is calling himself Hollywood Trick here.
That's unreal.
The full
did he call Hogan about that? Was Hogan okay
probably
with that?
Probably should. Trick signs, and Hendry talks about how this is
Williams' Hogan shows up on NXT next week. That ain't gonna work for me, brother.
Joe Hendry kind of cooks Trick here, saying this is his last chance because he has no path back to the NXT title, and after Battleground, the TNA title is gone too. Hendry signs, and they stare down. I just think Hendry cooked him here. Trick didn't do nothing but try and put himself over. Joe just told him, "Hey, this is it, dude. This is your last shot." The question is, does Trick beat Joe Hendry and take the TNA?
I sure hope fuck not, but I could see how WWE would want to pull the TNA championship to WWE to NXT before the other way around.
I sure hope the fuck not, but not fuck. Whatever you just said is funny. I don't think he beats Joe. Hank and Tate come in to see Josh Briggs, who is just sad. Briggs is sad that Ishiki Inamura, Inamura's gone. Yoshiki actually did go back to Japan, I guess. Didn't know that. I don't know if it was a visa deal or what. He said that he lost his friend and his partner, but Sean Spears comes in to make fun of him because, well, he's lost 2 of his partners now, Brooks and now Inamura. Briggs doesn't want to hear it. Implies he wants a match with Sean Spears. I assume we're gonna get that on NXT next week. The new Chase U guys, they're hyped up. They get a match here. They're getting their first match. Andre Chase comes in and he's like, "What's going on?" And they're like, "We got our first tag team match." And Andre's like, "Let's go. Who's it against?" It's against the returning OTM. And Andre Chase just goes, "Guys, what the fuck?"
That's
Bleeds
so
out, of
funny.
course. Yeah, good stuff.
And then we have the main event. We have Fatal Influence, JC Jane and Fallon Henley. Where's Jasmine? Did she get released?
No.
I wonder where Jasmine is. Anyways, facing off against Jordan Grace, and she's protecting Stephanie Vakira as her teammate.
I will say, I don't know what's going on with Jasmine Nix. There was a video that surfaced of Jasmine Nix walking around Walt Disney World with her boyfriend, and her boyfriend made some like really kind of shitty comments towards a special needs person.
Oh God.
And Jasmine laughed with him. So I don't know if she got
Was it Miles Bourne?
No.
Oh, okay.
It was some like fan or just a kid. I don't know.
That's not cool.
No, it was not cool. The video was not cool. I watched it and I was like, I don't really know if I don't know. Maybe they're reaching with Jasmine, but her boyfriend definitely was like, I think he said something along the lines of like, "Oh, a fucker tried to bite me" or something. I don't know what it was. It was weird. It was insensitive as fuck. And Jasmine was laughing. So I don't know if she faced discipline.
Unless your name is Tom Segura, you cannot. What can I say? What can I say? Well, you can say both of them. Why is that?
You've hit both.
Why is that? Well, because you're both of them.
So stupid. It was so bad.
Anyways, main event. We have an interesting dynamic between Grace and Vakira here as they worked really well as a team. And on the other side, we have the continuing issues of Fatal Influence. I'm not sure what a split between them will accomplish, as there isn't much of a reason to cheer for either of them, but they are obviously heading in that direction.
Fallon's better as a face. That's all I know.
The Grace Vakira story isn't original by any means, but it should work well enough for them heading into Battleground against each other. Overall, I mean, was it a good match? I don't know. I don't think it was a great match. I wouldn't say it was a bad match. It just was a match. Was it main event? No, not by any means. But yeah, that's what we got.
Yeah, after the match, we got a rundown of the Battleground card. And we see Jordan Grace holding up Stephanie's arm. There was, she protected her investment in this match. And then we cut backstage. Ethan Page.
Does Jordan Grace beat her?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Put Stephanie on the main roster because she's over as fuck, or do you
like I did? I have said. I said as recent as last week is you got to capitalize on Stephanie Vakira's overness right now.
Yeah. Or do you let Stephanie keep running through the women's division and call Jordan up? Because we know Jordan's coming up at some point.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So we'll see. But Ethan Page attacked Ricky Saints backstage because we cut back there to see that. And then we cut back to Stephanie Vakira and Jordan Grace staring each other down to end the show.
Yeah.
It was all right. NXT.
It wasn't
the usual.
It wasn't like normally NXT kills it every week. This was just like they were trying to build some stuff up, but didn't really have a whole lot else going on. They're just, you know what I mean?
Yep. That's what I feel.
I feel like basically it was just like, let's get Battleground ready really, really fast.
Yep.
And I mean, it worked for that. But other than that, I mean,
yeah,
they only had so much time to do that. And I guess they did it well enough. I don't know.
We got
one more week to build it up. But yeah, I don't know. The show just fell a little flat for NXT standards. Hence probably why the ratings reflected that this week, actually.
Yeah, they did lose to AEW. So
remember, don't worry about the max numbers when we got the higher ratings.
Right. All righty, one more show to break down. It is the previous edition of SmackDown from May 16th.
Yep, live from the First Horizons Coliseum in Greensboro, North Carolina in SmackDown.
Greensboro.
Greensboro. Can't you guys? Greensboro. Yeah. It's not borough. There's no UGH.
That's what I say. That's how I say it.
There's no UGH.
Greensboro, Massachusetts. I'm just kidding. That's Greensboro. Foxborough, Massachusetts.
I was going to say, even I think I know that one.
Greensboro, North Carolina.
Backlash is in the rearview mirror, and it's time to start setting up Money in the Bank. The PLE is less than a month, and we have to start setting up those ladder matches.
Yes, we do qualifying matches set to take place during the show for the men and the women. We open up, of course. Here's what happened to Backlash. John Cena won. Here are Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, and Jeff Cobb to come out for a chat. Solo introduces Jeff Cobb as JC. JC and talks about how it's time to bring everything back to the family. It's starting tonight. He will win his Money in the Bank qualifying match. Jacob grabs the mic, and the fans are very happy about this.
Solo fucking killed in this fucking promo.
Mm-hmm. He says, "Don't get it twisted. He brought this U.S. title back to the family, and he's ready to deal with anyone coming after the title by himself." Solo says he and JC get what he means and that it is all to help him.
After he snatched the mic away from Jacob.
Yeah. The title on his shoulder is proof of the love Solo has for Jacob. He says, "I love you, Jacob. But I haven't heard you say what you used to say all the time. Jacob, you used to proclaim it. I haven't heard you say it. So let me hear it real quick." And Jacob begrudgingly says, "I love you, Solo." And Solo didn't like that. So I was like, no. Do it the right way. I want more than that. But before Jacob can either punch him or say it, LA Knight comes in to ruin things. He jumps a JC before running off again. At some point, LA Knight needs to win something over one of these guys. But hey, it's like, do you see it happening anytime soon? I don't know. We see Mishin and BFAB. They want to win a briefcase and some titles, but Chelsea Green and the Secret Harvest come in with Green saying she will be the one to win the briefcase. Alexa Bliss pops in. "Hey, hi, how you doing? Let me stare at you. Green then threatens to put tariffs on mediocrity, and BFAB and Mishin are first on her list.
So good. And that leads us right into that Money in the Bank qualifying match to start the show between Alexa Bliss, Chelsea Green, and Mishin. Bliss is finally back in action here and in a qualifying match for a thing she has won in the past. Still waiting for the Wyatt Six to return and see how she factors into all that. But for now, this works. I was half kind of wanting Chelsea to win here, but I was torn because Alexa Bliss, and I was just like, fuck, damn it. But honestly, it would not surprise me if Chelsea finds a way into the match nonetheless. Chelsea in money in ladder matches, like last year, she was the MVP of the ladder match. Taking the 20-foot dive into some table. Awesome. Way to go. But yeah, Chelsea's so good. They got to make sure she doesn't become an afterthought after that fantastic United States run.
I don't
big thing here is somebody posted on Twitter saying, "I don't think Alexa Bliss should have won."
I saw this.
She's
too.
old or something, and then Chelsea Green replied, "I'm older than her."
Yeah, and Alexa was like, "I guess I need to see my Botox doctor or something." We get a look back at Fraxium. They beat the Street Profits last week, and then showing them getting beat up by DIY, who also beat up the Motor City Machine Guns. And so they get a match with DIY. That's what they get.
Yeah. And next up is Fraxium versus DIY. Fraxium has been beating all the teams since showing up, and tonight was no different. Their rapid rise to the top has been a lot of fun to watch, and they should be players in the division for a long time to come. Thank God, honestly. Remember, mid last year, we were talking about, are they breaking up? What are they doing? What's going on here? But they didn't go through with that. They're fine. They're fine. This match started off really slow. It was a little sloppy, but man, when they found their stride, they cooked.
Yep, always, man.
Post-match DIY jumps Fraxium, but the Motor City Machine Guns run in for the save.
Yeah, good match. Fraxium, for some reason, can always just good match with anybody. And DIY is great too. So glad they did the second half of that match and locked it in. Andrade is shown giving Rey Fenix a pep talk before Phoenix's Money in the Bank qualifying match. Solo's Koa and the crew are. This was hilarious, actually. Solo comes up looking for LA Knight, and like, Andrade was speaking English and then speaking Spanish, and Solo's like, "Oh, right, Spanish, blah." And this keeps on pushing. Solo, so good.
Solo's fantastic. Solo WrestleMania, leading up to WrestleMania last year, do you have Solo fucking killing it for the next year straight?
I thought WrestleMania should have somehow been Jacob Fatu versus Solo. I think we're gonna get it soon, but
no, I'm talking about last year's WrestleMania where Cody beat Roman Reigns. Leading up to that, and then what happened the year after? Do you see Solo fucking being the Solo he was?
Didn't see it.
What? I got tickets.
Carried the bloodline story throughout while Roman was out. Perfect. And he played his role perfectly.
And he's still killing it. Like the promo to start the show, just so good. And then in this match, he even mocks Jacob Fatu. Like, it's so fucking good.
Killing it. The Street Profits are applauding Fraxium on their win. And guess what? They have a title match next week on SmackDown. Fraxium versus Street Profits set in stone.
The dynamic between Axiom and Nathan Frazier is so fucking good, man.
Like, Nathan's like about to like talk some shit and
Axiom, whoa, calm down.
So yeah, they're going to watch some tape, and they got their title match next week. Wade Barrett has a sit-down interview with R-Truth. Earlier today, R-Truth says you can always depend on John Cena. Calls John a beacon of light. Wade thinks he's crazy as Cena attacked R-Truth at the Backlash press conference. R-Truth says that was not the Cena he knows. But if he has to beat Cena back to his senses, so be it. Saturday night's main event, that's happening.
Non-title.
John Cena, R-Truth happening. R-Truth's living by 3 words, man. Hustle, loyalty, and respect. Damian Priest is sick of Drew McIntyre, and he wants to face him in a cage match. Stay tuned for Drew's response. Carmelo Hayes is with The Miz, and he's ready to take out Aleister Black.
Yeah, and that leads us into Carmelo Hayes versus Aleister Black. We get a DQ finish here, which is interesting because they were kind of teasing the idea of Black needing some help against these two, which brings up 2 things. One, Black does not need yet another stable to lead, and he should definitely just be a single star. And second, should he not be able to handle the 2 of them pretty easily? I mean, it doesn't seem like a lot to ask.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, this is obviously going somewhere, but not sure where that is yet. Yeah. Post-match, Miz and Hayes lay Black out, leading to the, is he going to need help?
Yeah, it's very interesting seeing Aleister and Carmelo. From the spec that it's giving me Andrade Carmelo vibes from just their best of 7. So maybe this is just, I don't know. We'll see. I think they're going at it in a qualifier match next SmackDown. So we'll see. Alexa Bliss wants the Money in the Bank briefcase, but she does stop to talk to Charlotte, who is outside of Nick Aldis's office. Charlotte says, basically, Alexa's like, hey, you had my back in the day. You were the one that spoke, which apparently is true. Charlotte stuck her neck out and was always defending Alexa. There's just actual factual information of this that was going all over Twitter. So I didn't really know much about that. But Charlotte says we're not friends.
Because all you can think about is I'm the queen.
Right, great moment. Charlotte says we were never friends. Julia, though, walks out of the office, and Aldis comes out and says, hey, meet Julia. She is the newest signee to SmackDown. All right. I think this is now Julia by herself. This is what
which makes sense. You don't need to team Julia up with anybody. Let her fucking cook.
Doesn't need to team with Roxanne. She's not going back to NXT. She's on SmackDown. Time to carve her own path. We get a look at Tiffany Stratton when she cashed in her Money in the Bank briefcase to beat Nia, but now Nia wants her title back. Drew McIntyre comes out to talk. The only thing in that video from Damian Priest earlier that was true at all of the violence they had inflicted on each other. Drew has beaten Damian a few times, and Priest just can't let it go. He's obsessed with him. The reality is that Priest has cost McIntyre over and over and over, and this will have to end. It should have ended at WrestleMania, he says. But will finish it in a cage next Saturday. Drew goes to leave. He runs into Solo and Jeff Cobb and Jacob Fatu. We get a little stare down between Jacob and Drew. But the head of the ring, simple to the point here. The feud should end at Saturday night's main event between Drew and Damian, and I think Drew will be going at it with Jacob after.
Makes sense. Next up is another Money in the Bank qualifying match, this time with the men taken to the ring. We got Solo Sikoa, Rey Fenix, and Jimmy Uso battling it out here. It was nice to see Solo take the win here, as I think he is extremely important to keeping this Bloodline version 7.9 going hot. I don't think he'll go on to win the Money in the Bank match, but having him there is awesome to see. Probably should have left Phoenix out of this match, as taking another loss early on in his run is not really a great idea, if you ask me.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, the fans are fickle. Post-match, LA Knight runs in. Just got to get the Lucha Bros together, man. That's all that needs to happen. Post-match, LA Knight runs. Get the fucking Young Bucks out of my favorite match of all time. Please. Post-match, LA Knight runs in for the...
Lucha Brothers frag scene. They'll do it.
Oh, they'll fucking do it. Put them in a Hell in a Cell. And then have the top of the cell ripped off. And then...
Let's put them in a steel cage.
Yeah, okay. I mean, that's cool too. But, I mean... Mankind, Undertaker, through the fucking cage.
Fraxium Lucha Bros in a War Games match. Nobody else. They will jump from either ends over 2 rings and collide in the middle.
Done. You got me. So they would put on if... Cool. Actually, that is kind of a dream match, actually, right now.
That is a dream match. 100% those two. Those 4 can do it in just a regular match and they'll cook.
Oh, yeah. Holy
Add
fuck.
something for them to jump off of.
Trips, I know you're on social media. If we say your names enough time, Triple H, Paul Levesque, Hunter Hearst Helmsley. If we say your names enough, maybe it'll pop up in some algorithm. You'll see us.
Stop. You're not done. The game, King of Kings.
The game, King of Kings, DX, Shawn Michaels, anything. Just get him. We need that match like ASAP.
If you say Triple H 3 times enough with your eyes closed, and you spin around, he'll appear.
Okay, I'm not doing that. Post match, LA Knight runs in for the brawl, but Nick Aldis says it's it's Knight and JC right now. By
the way, we keep saying JC. His name now in WWE is JC Mateo.
Yes, JC Mateo. Got to add that Samoan Island flair to it.
Represented in the Olympics.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
For powerlifting?
Wrestling. Something like that. You're right. I think it was wrestling. But he represented Guam.
Okay, cool. I don't know where Guam is. Anyways, this was a perfectly fine way to get Mateo off to a strong start, as he's another monster around for Solo. Mateo is more about technical skill and power, which is not something you see very often. And we all got to see him do the moonsault. We're both like, come on, do the moonsault. Do it. Do the thing. Yeah, come on. And it's unreal seeing a man of that size just doing a standing moonsault. It's ridiculous.
The crowd was not into him until
that moment. They're like, holy fuck. So it's just like I said, just if you don't know who he is, wait. This extremely gifted for a big man. Good start here, even if it meant that LA Knight has to take yet another loss. Post-match, Mateo and company pose, Fatu holding up the title, but that's still not sitting very well with Solo.
No, it's not. We get a look back at Alberto standing up to Santos Escobar. We then see Escobar talking to Angel, who is willing to forgive Berto, but Angel has to go bring Berto back. So a division there in Legado del Fantasma. Then we get Shinsuke Nakamura vignette. He is not scared of.
Oh, wait. He didn't leave WWE? I thought he was leaving WWE.
Who?
Shinsuke.
No, he's fine.
The IWC said he was leaving.
He's got a match next week with, I think it's against Aleister Black and LA Knight, a qualifier for Money in the Bank. He's not scared of Aleister, and he is sharpening his katana into an unstoppable blade.
I don't think that's legal.
Here's what's coming next week. And then Tiffany Stratton backstage running into Jade Cargill, who wants that title. Stratton is not worried about Cargill getting the briefcase. And then in the background, Naomi just plotting.
Don't proceed with caution, Big Jim.
Yeah, she posted that one.
Oh, Big Jim. Don't proceed with God.
Shout
Unreal.
out to Jimmy Uso.
Big
Good job.
Jim. Main event, SmackDown, WWE Women's Championship match. Tiffany Stratton defending against Nia Jax. Before we started the march of this match, Kurt's all like, Twitter's saying this match is a fucking banner. I'm just like, huh? It's Tiffany and Nia, but okay. Okay, this match didn't start out hot, but man, near the end, like the last couple minutes of the match, fucking insanity.
From the top rope reversal Tiffany put on Nia after banger.
That Annihilator looked just, it was all like twisted, and it wasn't like it looked brutal.
Not as brutal as what you're about to talk about in a second.
But then Nia grabs the chair. She's like, "Fuck it, I don't care."
Well,
take her up.
The chair showed up because Naomi came out.
Well, yeah.
And then Jade said, "No." I'm just adding context to build Jade and Naomi still.
Regardless, she gets a chair. She's in there, and usually, when you're going to go for that kick chair to a person's face, they're holding it pretty close to themselves. But Nia had it out a little bit, and when Tiffany hit that chair, smashed her in the face, busted open instantly, the hard way.
She ate it.
You watch that back, it's just like it's this far from her face, and it's just like boom, just eats that chair, blood everywhere. The finish made this match great. The match overall, was it a banner? The finish really cooked. And I think it cooked by accident because the Annihilator, it looked a little messed up, and that's why it looked so brutal, because Tiffany kind of ate it like at an angle, and the way she landed, it was just like, ooh, and then the chair shot. But nonetheless, okay, main event match. I mean, it's a championship match. It's your main event. I get it. Are these two going to put on a 5-star match? And no. The finish made the match good, honestly. But Tiffany surviving this match will go a long way to solidifying her reign. And, hopefully they're done between these two.
Yeah. It was a good SmackDown, actually. I didn't hate it. It didn't feel like it drug for me. Yeah, what stood out the most was that shot that Nia ate. I mean, she ate that. She actually, she was fine. She posted a picture on social media with the blood. And she's like, good. I'm interested to see what happens with Solo and Jacob when that split happens.
Oh, yeah, it's going to happen. And I just hope they continue with Solo, because Solo's fucking killing what he does. Like in his match, him mocking Fatu was just so fucking good.
Solo will probably be U.S. champion.
Yeah.
That's what I see.
Yeah. Focus has definitely shifted towards Money in the Bank, and obviously that has happened because it's literally like 3 weeks out or something. It's like second week of June, or is it the first week? Anyways, nonetheless, without seeing it here this week, there wasn't much else to focus on. So instead, they built towards the ladder matches, and the Fraxton versus Street Profits next week.
Big deal.
Throw in the title match main event, and the show worked out. It did flow really well, but even though this one flowed well, they don't all. SmackDown's been decent since WrestleMania, but nonetheless, they got to go back to 2 hours. SmackDown just has a better pace at that 2 hour mark, I think. Like Raw hasn't figured out because they're at 2.5 hours, and SmackDown probably could benefit from 3 hours is a lot, especially with all the ads and everything. It's just a lot.
True. Alrighty, well, episode 52 coming to a close. RK, though, what was your show of the week?
I'm going to cop out and go with Backlash on this one.
Ooh, Backlash. I agree. I have to agree. Backlash was good. For why?
Usually I don't usually like that cop out, but Backlash was really good.
Right. I have to pee so bad. Wrestler of the week.
That's a tough one. Probably gonna go with Lyra Valkyria.
Damn it, you stole mine. I'll go Becky Lynch because those two put on a classic. I have to pee so bad. So thank you so much for tuning in to episode number 52. I'm Kurt. That's RK. We're gonna play the outro, and I gotta go to the bathroom. Talk to you guys next week.
This Week in Wrestling, hosted by Kurt and RK.